A lot of criticism of Dan Campbell following that loss Sunday night. TJ, 0 for 5 on fourth down. Your thoughts?
Yeah, not good. That's how you lose games. Plus, 3 for, 14 or whatever it was on 3 for 13 on third down, too.
But we put it to you, should they have adjusted given how well the defense was playing? Or, hey, man, you live and die with it. They just got to execute. Those were manageable spots.
Yeah, it did feel like that. And I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was the first drive of the second half where they went for it right around I think they were in Philly's territory, right? But that was a 4th and 5. And that was it was
4th and 5 at the Philly 32.
Yeah, so it's like, do you try field goal? Jake already missed, a 48-yarder. There was another one. Obviously, we know the one inside the 5-yard line that, kind of felt like points here wouldn't be a bad thing. And then the next time they went for it again, 4th and 3 at Philly's 45. Yes, I think that was the one that, even calling the game, I think we kind of pondered, backing them up and starting to play the field position game might not be the worst idea based off of how your defense is playing. I think it just got to a point where you start to press a little bit. Okay, we're 0 for 2. Okay, we're 0 for 3. We're not going to go 0 for 4. Okay, we're 0 for 4. We're not going to go 0 for $5. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's just
you do feel
you can.
If you convert one of those, especially the goal line, it's a 7-point swing, and suddenly all is right with the world. It's who they are. The other criticisms of Dan were, hey, the fake punt when they leave their starting defense on the field is that one that's got to get killed. And at the end of the half, you go in with all 3 timeouts in a one-possession game, a chance to go 2 for 1 and double up. They just sat on it.
Yeah, well, the fake punt, I think I'm trying to remember whose quote I saw. It might have been Grant Stewart who said we were expecting that look, we were expecting that defense, and we still liked our chances. They just didn't convert. I want to do a deep dive, and it's obviously I can't do it right now on the show, but Dan Campbell, when you look back at that, was that predictable? How many times when Dan Campbell fakes it, is it because maybe your offense goes the first 2 or 3 series without getting any points? Because that seems to be his MO, is my offense is sputtering. We need a freaking shot to the ass right now. We need a shot of momentum and some urgency.
Adrenaline, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going back to, Kansas City, a couple years ago, felt like slow start, and then boom, you fake the punt. You're on 20.
Minnesota on the road last year where they did and they converted it.
In their own territory, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think is it mostly, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just trying to think normally when his offense has a slow start, he's gonna throw one in just to be come on guys,
let's get going.
We gotta get going. We gotta steal possession. We gotta get going a little bit. I don't know if it was predictable because I didn't think it in the moment. That's oh man, watch out. Are they really going to punt this one? But when they faked it, you're not really a total shocker there.
But just pleading ignorance. If the starting O-line,
they said they liked their.
But if the starting O-line can't block this front, how is this punt unit supposed to block those guys?
My only argument with that would be if you know their starting defense is going to be on the field, just keep your starting offense on the field if you're going to go for it. You're going to have a better chance with those guys, and I think that was a 4th and 2.
Sounds
my other thing, and Jared, I don't know their operation. I assume that he has carte blanche to change looks if he wants to at the line of scrimmage. The other 4th and 1 that they had, where Gibbs got stuffed. There was nobody in the A gap, and I think I even said it right before the call. I'm sneak it. There's you have a shade to one side and a 3-tech the other side. There's nobody in that A gap, man. I would assume that he has the ability and the freedom to get to the line and be okay, whatever their code word is. Ours used to be Nike in Green Bay. If you hear Nike, Nike, it's quick snap and boom, we're pushing the pile to get this 1 yard. That felt like a play that could have been probably an easy conversion.
That might give it away, though. I think that was everybody's code word.
Nike, it might still be now. I don't know, but they didn't.
What's coming?
Yeah, but they didn't shift, and I was just that felt like a wasted one, man. You're 6'4", you're probably walking for 3 yards based off the look that you got.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one that they look at crap. Maybe weren't thinking about that in the moment, but you got to be sharp. What was the second part of the question?
The timeouts at the half.
Oh. Yeah, kind of one. definitely was wondering that. I didn't think that it made a huge impact where it's like, oh, man, like, gosh, dang, you really should have been aggressive there.
Were they going into the wind?
They were going in the wind. And the wind, the direction that they would have been going was the most severe. The direction that Jake missed that 48-yard. And they were having trouble, even in pregame warm-ups going to that end was just like, oh, my goodness. Like,
but what's the harm in you run a screen pass and maybe you find yourself.
I'm with you. I think at that point you're probably sitting there saying, okay, offensively we are bad right now, and we're going into halftime down one score getting the ball. We got to go in, make some adjustments. Worst case scenario, we call timeouts, we get aggressive, we get the ball back with a minute, we go 3 and out. Now we're giving them ball. Now we're looking at maybe going down 2 scores. I get that that's a conservative mindset, but I also understand that with the way your offense was playing, it was like, okay, go to halftime in a 1-score game. We got to talk. We got to make some adjustments. We get the ball coming out of half. And we need points. We just can't turn this thing into, because I've seen it before where you get aggressive and now all of a sudden the other team gets the ball back, gets a touchdown, and it's like, oh, now you're down 2 scores, right? But that would be debilitating going into halftime in a game like that.
But do you get how that's disjointed? Because if that's your philosophy, then you punt the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
it just seems awkward, because if you're going to be conservative at that point but not conservative and still ultra aggressive on every single 4th down and the fake punt, like it doesn't make sense that you would pick that time to be conservative.
Yeah, well, your question about the win too. I mean, if you're going, I think that if the field was flipped and you were going the opposite way, where we saw both kickers hitting from like 60 yards in pregame warmups and 62, then you're probably thinking different, saying, okay, well, all we need to get is maybe 20, 25 yards here. We got 1 timeout. We got 25 seconds.
Wind on our back.
Maybe it can do it. But if you're thinking, hey, we're going that way, and we probably have to get to the 25 or even, inside the 25-yard line to have a comfortable look at this field goal based off how that wind was playing, maybe just look at the odds there and say, okay, we probably don't have enough time, and we already burned our timeout. So let's get in a half, down a score. Defense is playing outstanding. Offense, let's just make sure we don't mess this thing up any more than we already have here in the first half. So I think that those probably went into that decision as well.
TJ, take a look at the phones here. Is there someone you want us to go to first and foremost?
I don't care. Who's been waiting the longest? That's fair.
TJ's a man of the people. Fadi in Shelby Township, you're on 97.1.
Hey, guys. Just want to start off by saying I love Dan Campbell, but when the game isn't going your way, you have to make adjustments. I hate hearing, oh, this is our identity, this is who we are. This is not a one-dimensional game. When things aren't going your way, you have to make those adjustments. A few of those 4th downs, you flip the field, it's a different ball game. I understand you can blame it on Jared Goff. You can say the offensive line didn't do their job. You can say the Eagles' defense did their job. They batted the ball down 5 different times, but our defense did their job too. Imagine if it was the other way around, I just honestly think that it was the coaching that did it for us. The coaching lost the game for us.
Well, the way I looked at the 4th downs is, you could have played to keep the game closer by punting, but that's what you would have done on the majority of those 4th downs. I think 3 of the 5 were at midfield, out of field goal range. You wouldn't have got any points. And you could have kicked field goals on the other 2, so we can tack on 6, but you needed to finish some drives.
Yeah.
Tack on 6 and then get that extra point when, with that bad penalty, and now you got a tie ball game.
Right. Like I said, it would keep the game closer.
Story.
It keeps the game closer.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day, if this offensive line wasn't going to win enough, they weren't going to win.
Right.
And it may have gone down a little differently. Maybe it's less painful. but if they weren't going to win up front, they weren't going to win the football game.
No, you got to win the battle up front, and we said that going in. If you're going to win the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to win the game.
Yeah. Look, we got more calls to get to. 248-539-9797. TJ will hang out with us the next half hour. We'll talk through it with you guys. It's 97.1.